Most, I would like to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakak, I would also like to give a double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have taught me this truth. And I would also like to say a sincere shalom unto the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four winds of the earth, unto the true and sincere brothers that are out there prophesying and laboring in this truth and this doctrine. Unto you I say shalom. Jake has always been a pawn in Esau's voting con. Okay? And with everyone, all mixed up in this whole, presidential election that's coming up, everyone's going to go out and vote tomorrow. Today's November the 4th, so, the 5th is the big voting day. The history behind you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, it is the history behind you voting in this country has never been, you've always been used. Okay, you and all, they're always worried about the black vote, okay, or the Latino vote, all right. But at the end of the day, they're just using you Israelites, all right, for their agenda, all right, to push whatever agenda that they have. And you see it, they get Cardi B and the Glorillas, and I guess most recently Fat Joe. You got all these Jake celebrities up there that are advocating for these, the Democratic Party, of course, where you Jakes used to be Republicans, okay, but you became, I forgot what year it was, when and all Jakes became, Democrat. But at the end of the day, it's it's the same bird, different wing, okay. So it don't matter what side you on. It's either side is for you Israelites, okay. And I'm gonna bring out some history in this book. I had this book for a while. It's called The Valley of Dry Bones. This book right here is by Rudolph R. Windsor. It's a pretty good book, and it has some, real informative, information. Some of the things you got to, chew the meat and spit out the bones, but the majority of it is on point. And but in this book on page, let me see, page 26, I'm going to, read some things, and it's going to basically give you an insight on how Jake was used back then, all right, in the 1800s after slavery was so-called abolished, which was a lie, all right, because it was nothing more than a transformation of ownership from the private sector to the public sector, all right. If you Israelites, all right, which were we still slaves, but were enslaved under the Southerners, all right, you became public commodities, all right, traded on the stock market, or even before, of course, even before slavery was abolished. But it's going to show how basically they promise you Jakes, all right, civil rights, and amongst other things, in exchange for your vote. But um, when Esau got in office, of course they never held true to none of their promises they made. So I'm going to read a little bit of this book, and it's going to bring out some history, and everything that we say you can look up for yourself. All right, it says it started in the middle paragraph on page 26. It says the Democratic Party was controlled by Southern planters in alliance with Northern bankers and commercial interests. In fact, many of the Northerners profited from the slave trade and the exploration of blacks and poor whites in the South. So while all you Jakes are Democratic, the Democrats were actually the plantation owners. All right, so it shows you how much Jake knows. All right, I'm gonna go over to the page. Where is it? Page 27. And it says, what the Republican Party gained from the war: one, the control of the federal government, the building of stronger industries in the North, and an increase in tariffs against foreign competition, which also permitted Northern industries access to Southern raw materials. The Northern capitalists moving into the South to begin the process of industrialization. So, as much as they like to say the North was against slavery, and they try to help abolish it, and Jake was free in the North during the slavery times, the Northerners benefited also from the slave labor, because you had a lot of processing and processing plants and factories up there that processed a lot of the raw goods that were coming from the South. So everyone benefited from it. All right, you got, you learn in school that, the North was so against slavery. No, they just didn't want them niggas up there. All right, even though you did have Jake up there that were, uh, have obtained their, bought their freedom or obtained their freedom, or run away from this plantation. All right, back to this paragraph. It says the Northern capitalists gaining of poor whites and blacks political allies. The political support for the workers, farmers, middle class, poor whites, and blacks. The Republican Party was able to win national elections in 1868 and 1872, and a close election in 1876 and 1880. So they made an alliance with Jake, pretty much, okay, with the middle class, poor whites, and the Israelites. Jake. All right, the tribe of Benjamin, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. All right, mainly the Southern Kingdom, but there were Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, the tribe of Gad and Reuben, that were mixed amongst us. All right, that were catching hell by the hands of these devils also. All right, I'm going to read this. It says the diabolical Republican double cross of the black man. During the Republican administration, they abolished slavery and gave the black man citizenship and the right to vote. They even passed civil rights bills that permitted black people to ride in public conveyance, and to enter hotels, inns, and public amusements. So they passed all these things basically in exchange, and gave them the right to vote so they could vote Republican. All right. It says because of this liberty of the Republican Party, blacks were zealous, dedicated to Republicans. So back in the day, all the way back in the 1800s, Jake had made an alliance with Esau because of these, you could say the benefits they received. All right, being able to be treated as equal when, according to the scriptures, we were always better than these people. Okay, because that's what it said. Let me grab this real quick. Just to know I'm not making shit up. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power, and the Lord has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. So the Lord has made us special. We're the salt of the earth, as the scripture says. Okay? But Jake, was in such a low estate during those times. They were even just fighting to be equal or somewhat equal, even though they weren't equal, weren't treated as equals, when they were given certain benefits to these Edomites, these devils. All right, but they were striving for that because we had been in such a low estate. But the Lord had told us that we were a special people unto himself. All right, above all the people upon the face of the earth. All right. Back to this book. It says Republican Party, blacks were zealous, dedicated to Republicans. They voted the Republican ticket with a religious fever. Mr. Bennett and Mr. Foster tell us that any black in those days who voted the Democratic ticket was treated like a traitor. By the way, black people did not become diehard Democrats until Franklin D. Roosevelt administration. The records reveal that black registration and voting exceeded 85% in the Republican Party. After the national elections in 1872 and 1876, the Republican Party showed less and less interest in the enforcement of civil rights. So eventually, once the Republicans, basically used Jake, all right, they found less interest in civil rights and, helping them, pass certain laws or whatever to help benefit Jake. Okay. And it says they abandoned the black man and to the whims of his arch enemies, the wizards of the Invisible Empire, Ku Klux Klan. How and why this happened? So during the election of 1877, there was the election was between Rutherford B. Hayes, and what's this guy's name? Tilden. And it was, I'm gonna read some parts of this, but it was a close election. Okay, and I'll start at this part. It says, in order to resolve the critical problem, because the election was so close, Congress formed a federal commission consisting of 5 senators and 5 congressmen and 5 Supreme Court justices. On the commission were 7 Democrats and 8 Republicans. The commission counted and recounted and questioned the returns for the disputed states. So there was corruption. All right, but in order to in order for the Republicans to win the election, they made an agreement. And of course, who was the bargaining chip? You Jakes. All right. It says the Republican Hayes. Let me see. Okay, I started this paragraph on page 29. There was no compromise without both sides surrendering something. The capitalist Republicans surrendered the black people as a sacrifice on the burning altar of the South. The Republican Hayes agreed that if the Democrats would not challenge the decision of the commission, the Republicans had the majority. The Republicans would permit the Democrats to take control of their two remaining Republican states in the South, South Carolina and Louisiana. The Democrats could have state rights, and Hayes, upon taking office, would withdraw federal troops from the South. And those federal troops were put in the South to protect Jake, all right, from being lynched, from, Esau just basically teeing off on him and putting hell on him, okay, throwing him in prison for, anything. And in those days, if you were thrown into prison, you were basically thrown back on the plantation. All right, the crux of the sellout was giving the South the freedom and the right to put the black man in his place, meaning put more hell on Jake. This means in a semi-slave condition, to be exploited politically, socially, and economically, with the North looking the other way. And that's the same thing that's going to happen in this election. All right, whether you vote for Harris or you vote for Trump, it don't matter. Okay, after all the hoopla, the votes is counted, whoever gets in there, they're going to turn their backs on you Jakes, and they're going to put more hell on you Israelites. All right, and really that's what our people get, man, because our people are putting their trust in an oppressive system that has, like I said, has never been for us. All right, it's never prospered us in any type of way whatsoever. All right, it's just, you believing and trusting in Babylon, America, you just basically digging yourself a bigger hole, and eventually you're not going to be able to climb out. All right, because once shit hits the fan here in Babylon, that's it. All right, and a lot of our people are they too deep into this society, into holding up the banner of Babylon, that they can't put it down. All right, so let me grab a few scriptures, because this is just a small example, and I'm pretty sure there's several more examples where through elections where Esau, all right, this government, whether Democrat or Republican, have used Jake as a pawn, okay, to basically get what they want, to get their vote, to get their person, to get this specific candidate into office. They did the same thing with Obama. What did Obama do for you Israelites? What did Clinton do for you Israelites? Okay, these so-called these politicians have done nothing, and we know that they're nothing but puppets for the global elite to push their agenda. All right, when they've basically um, duped our people into believing that, like, these people really care for you, that these people are going to pass laws and legislation to really help you, and they're not. All right, so let me start with I want to start with this, because this is what our people do. They trust in oppression. They trust in an oppressive system, like I said, that has never done anything for you. All right, this is Isaiah 30:12. Wherefore saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. They despise the word because they despise the truth. All right, where the Israelites are telling you, giving you the truth about these elections and what they have done to our people in the past and what they eventually going to do. This last election right here, whoever gets in, they're gonna put hell. All right, you thought Biden put hell, or Trump put hell the first time. Trump get in, Kamala Harris gets in, whoever. All right, they're gonna put hell on you Israelites, put hell on you migrants. All right, that are here, whether you here on really trying to make a better your life, or you here on a certain task. All right, for to cause havoc. They're gonna put hell on all Jake. They're gonna put hell on you women. Okay, and they're gonna put hell on everybody, especially mainly you Israelites. Once they collapse this system, all right. Once they collapse this dollar, okay, that's the hell that they're gonna put on you, because you trust in oppression. It says you despise the word. You're despising the warning. Okay, you're telling you Israelites to come out of Babylon. Not literally. Eventually, that's in Revelation 18. Come out of Babylon with with the deliverance from this place. But first, you got to come out of this place spiritually. You can't put any trust and confined in this place in anything whatsoever. All right, this place is going down. This is a sinking ship. The Titanic is sinking. All right, and you niggas is still trying to hold on and trying to get buckets and throw water out of the ship. It's not going to work. Okay, because you trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out of a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. All right, the Lord said He's going to come like a thief in the night at an instant when you least expect it. Okay, right when you think that everything is good, this candidate Trump got in, he's going to make the economy better. Kamala Harris, she's going to get rights and lower taxes and all these promises they make, that it's going to come, it's going to hit you all of a sudden when you least expect it. Okay, you're going to wake up one day and your whole world, this current world that you know has been turned upside down, and it's troops on your streets. It's the dollar has crashed. You can't get money out of the ATM or your bank. Everyone's accounts have been frozen. This place is going to turn to shit. And at the end of the day, you Israelites are going to be on in the worst position, okay? Because you trusted in this place, and when it goes down, as it's going down, you're going to continue to trust in this place, thinking that you can save it. All right, Babylon's not going to be saved. Babylon won't be healed. All right, it's Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And the enemy of you Israelites is all these heathen nations, but the number one is Esau, Edom, okay, and mainly Amalek. Okay, that's the main. Esau and Amalek are the main enemies of the Israelites. All right, and his wickedness is you really gonna see this devil's horns. It says, "Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, take good heed and beware of him, that thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away." Meaning, this devil he's wicked to the core. His wickedness is not gonna it's not going nowhere. It's always going to be there. Okay. Excuse me. Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when thou hast overthrown thee, he stand in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at thy last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Okay. Well, actually, let me see. I wanted to, I wanted to go to verse 11. I wanted to break a part in there. Though he humble himself and go crouching, take good heed. And him humbling himself is promising, promising certain things. All right. They always like to throw reparations out there, like they're going to give you something. All right. And that kind of, that makes Jake, get on edge. That makes Jake get out there ready to vote. All right, that gives them even mentioning reparations gives Jake some type of hope. Okay, but that's this devil humbling himself. All right, when they say that they're going to lower taxes, when they're going to lower the cost of living, they don't have no control over none of that. Okay, and that's what you got to realize. All right, this devil, he's gonna. It's like like a nigga that's trying to like a nigga that'll just tell you anything to get what they want. That's Esau. They'll tell you whatever you want to hear to get what they want. Okay, this is Proverbs 26 and verse 25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. Deceit is one of this devil's main weapons. Okay, one of his main tactics is deceit, deception. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation, and he's going to be exposed at the end of the day. All right, but it's the job of the prophets to give you the warning that who this devil is and his agenda and what he plans to do. All right, whose hatred is covered by deceit, and he's deceiving. He has deceived before, and he's going to, in his greatest deception, is on the way, where he's going to deceive the world make the world believe that he's God. That through his technology, through his pseudoscience, okay, through his MOTB, through this this technocracy that they're building. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 13, and verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, all ye are all physicians of no value. That's all this devil knows how to do, lie. Okay, and you know that's why do you think these devils make the perfect politicians? They know how to lie. All right, they you could see something with your own eyes, and they'll tell you the complete opposite. All right, and they'll even have you second guessing what the hell you just saw. Okay, that's how this devil is. He talks with a forked tongue. It says Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. That's all this devil knows how to do is lie. If he's telling you the truth, it's at the end of the day, it's still a lie. Okay. All right, this is Isaiah, back in Isaiah 31:1. And it reads, Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. All right, they go down to Egypt. Egypt is synonymous with Babylon, America. This is a modern day Egypt. All right, for the captivity of the Israelites. And our people, they trust in chariots. They trust in everything that this devil puts out. Okay, if they had a new Democratic Party or new party, they just need the puppet ass nigga celebrity to endorse it. And Jake is on. All right, Jake is they there, they signing up. Okay, they're donating their they're making donations to whatever campaign, and you've seen this in the past. You really say 2 weeks. You've seen a lot of some of these wicked ass niggas endorsing Kamala Harris. And, using LeBron James. They're using all these niggas, Ushers, the Kelly Rowlands, the Beyonces. Any nigga that Jake can use. I mean, any nigga that Esau can use. They're going to use them. Okay, and they're really going to use these celebrities to push that MOTB. All right, that's where the big campaign is going to come when they start campaigning for that MOTB. That's going to be the biggest campaign. All right, of all. All right, and who do you think they're going to use as the pawn in that? The biggest pawn. You niggas. All right, you Jakes. This is Psalms 20 and verse 7. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord Yahawah, our power. Okay? Hey, all you niggas out there trusting in Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, we're not gonna give our energy. All right, we're gonna see things for what they are prophetically, and whatever candidate's gonna do as it pertains to prophecy. Okay, but we don't put no stock in none of this shit. It says, give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. That's Psalms 108 and 12. Or we don't put our trust in man. We don't put our trust in we put our trust in Yahawah Yahawashi. We don't put our trust in Babylon and nothing in this world. This is Jeremiah 17 and 5. Thus saith the Lord power. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man and make flesh his arm, whose heart departeth from the Lord. So, hey, cursed be that man. The Lord's going to curse all you niggas that go out there and cast your vote. All right, a lot of people out there casting votes because they scared of what Trump might do. All right, but hey, shit. At the end of the day, Harris gonna do the same thing Trump gonna do because their fault. They have a what is it? They got it's like a list of, I can't think of the name of it. It's not a criteria. It's a damn, I can't think of the name. It's a list that whoever gets in there, they got to follow. They're going to push this. They're going to push this. They're going to pass this law. Pass this law. They're going to, they have no control. Either one of these candidates. Okay, so at the end of the day, you Jake shouldn't be out there voting. All right, in no capacity. Not voting for local officials, state officials, national officials. None of that shit. All right, because it's not going to profit us. Only thing that's going to profit us is this truth, okay? Believing, repenting, and believing in Yahawah and trusting in those names, all right? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect, and I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakakwadash, Shalom.